So there are several videos on the internet that states that how to track someone else's phone location with your IP address. All these things are just clickbait. And I say this because I'm a corporate, right? Um, the reality here is that all these IP addresses provided are provided by your network service provider, right? So they are public IP addresses. They are assigned to devices that connect to a particular cell tower. So if you're tracking someone with their public IP address, you're going to get a whole bunch of inaccurate locations. It's either going to give you a location of the cell tower or the location of the data center of the network service provider, right? There are several digital identities that are involved in cell phone tracking, right? We have the GPS that can be used for cell phone tracking, and also the IMSI code, which is the most important one. So when you talk about IMSI, it's the International Mobile Subscriber Identity. It identifies what you call it, the subscriber of a particular service, right? It identifies you as a subscriber to a particular MNO, network service provider service, and it's used to identify and authenticate the subscribers in order to use a particular service provided by the MNO. So let's say if you want to make a call, is the IMSI, which is stored on the SIM card, which enables you to connect to the cell tower, enables you to make these phone calls and also access the internet. If you have the IMEI code, a lot of time people confuse both of them. I mean, IMSI is provided by the network service provider, and IMEI is provided by the manufacturer, right? It identifies the device which the manufacturer has actually made. So iPhones, Android phones, all of them have IMEI code, which was assigned to them by their manufacturers. IMSI code is assigned to subscribers, right? They all have 15 digits. So if you take a closer look here on the screen, the IMSI code has two parts. We have the MCC, we have the MNC. That is it. The first part is the MCC, and the next part is the MNC, as you can see on the screen. Yeah, and we have the IMEI code. Now, back to the cell phone tracking. Cell phone tracking can be done by some particular entities. So I'm going to lay down how they do it and the purpose of doing it. The first one we'll be looking at is the mobile network provider or operator, the one who provides you with the cell phone service and the internet service, right? They do this by tracking your phone, by monitoring the connection to the cell tower. Every time the phone connects to the cell tower, the network knows that the approximate location of the phone with the help of the IMSI code. And to get an accurate location, you need to triangulate. I mean, you often hear this word in a lot of movies. So to triangulate involves measuring the signal strength and timing from multiple towers to estimate the phone's location more accurately. So when you connect to a cell tower, there is a thing about GSM network that anytime it sees a cell tower, it connects to it. But before it connects, it tries to authenticate first, if in case it's from the service provider. And in this case, it looks for the closest cell tower, right, to connect. Whenever I connect, there are other cell towers. So with the help of the signal strength and the distance from the particular cell phone, they can use to triangulate the exact location, accurate location. Yeah. So that is it. The purpose of doing this is to provide coverage, service coverage, billing, and network management. Now, the next entity you'll be looking at, but before that, another thing is that they can also, the purpose of tracking cell phones is to assist enforcement agencies to locate a victim or a criminal, right? But it requires a legal authorization. Now, the next entity you'll be looking at is a law enforcement agency, like we said previously. They can also track your location, but they can track your phone location by requesting location data from your mobile network operator, just as it is. This is often done through legal process such as obtaining a warrant. They can also do that by using special equipment known as IMSI capture or Stingray that mimics a cell tower to intercept the phone's IMSI and determine its location. So, like I said earlier, GSM is a thing about GSM connections, right? When the phone detects a cell tower, it automatically connects to it. With this IMSI capture, it will mimic a cell tower and it will connect to it, and from there, it can be used to track the cell phone's location, right? That is why they often say that when you're going for a protest, you need to put your phone on an airplane mode or turn it off because the feds can track your location with the help of these IMSI captures. And the purpose of doing this by the law enforcement is by, investigation, surveillance, and locating individuals in terms of emergency. Now, the next entity we'll be looking at is the emergency service agencies like 911, who are often called in when there's an emergency like fire outbreak or someone stuck on a mountain or something like that. They often track your phone's location by assistance, normally done through your mobile network, which provides location data. Like, so all of them will rely on the cell phone, your mobile network operator for your location data. Yeah. And the purpose is to quickly locate and assist an individual in terms of emergency. And the next thing is, your cell phone manufacturer, your operating system manufacturer, whoever it is, like Apple or Google. So you have Android and iPhone. How do they do that? They often have built-in GPS and location service that can be used to locate you. And the purpose for doing that is to provide location-based services such as lost device recovery and ensure user experience, right? Third-party entities are the ones that are the app manufacturers, right? Some of these apps have have access to your GPS location, and with the help of the Wi-Fi or mobile network information, they can track your location. So, for example, Uber, Bolt, all these people can track your location, and the purpose of doing that is to provide services. Now, the last entity that we'll be looking at are the hackers and unauthorized entities. These people track you using illegal means by exploiting vulnerabilities on your smartphones using spywares, right, to intercept communication. So when your smartphone releases security patches, make sure you do that. It's quite necessary because these people are often trying to find vulnerabilities all the time and exploiting them. So they can track you down using it by harvesting your communication signals and data, or your GPS location data from your device to track you down. You can also use phishing techniques, which takes us back to what I was talking about. We have phishing that will actually require your IP address to track you, but this time you can embed a JavaScript code that will enable the location of your device. Yeah, which is quite sophisticated. It's a sophisticated attack. So going into the details will take a bit. The purpose of doing that is for malicious activities, as we all know, like stalking, theft, and unauthorized surveillance. So, in a nutshell, cell phone tracking can be done by some particular entities, and I've laid down all these methods and purposes. So, the idea about an IP address to track, it doesn't work. It just gives out your public IP address, which is no big deal, if I should say. So if you like this video, do all to like and subscribe and leave your comments below.